Nick had been handed one bizarre assignment: rigging landmines along the steep cliff face to keep whatever terrifying creatures lived in the canyon from climbing up. He was stationed in a bunker, built dozens of meters above ground level, and directly across the canyon stood an identical bunker. Contact between the two posts was strictly forbidden, and the whole operation was classified top secret. Cut off from the rest of the world in this remote canyon, Nick would have to tough it out alone for an entire year. What no one knew was that this was all a trap, concealing a massive conspiracy. Nick's job seemed straightforward enough, but he couldn't afford to let his guard down for a second. He had to check that the canyon's radar systems were functioning properly, inspect the protective barriers for any breaches, keep the heavy machine guns fully loaded, and report to headquarters once a month. The rest of his time was spent cooped up in the bunker. One day, bored out of his mind, Nick picked up his binoculars and curiously peered at the bunker across the way. To his surprise, there was a woman over there. She quickly sensed someone watching her. That night, Nick couldn't resist stealing glances at Anna. When she noticed, she blew out her candle. Nick's mind raced with questions. Why would they station a woman out here? What he didn't know was that she was a world-class assassin. She'd recently taken out a high-profile target and fled to this god-forsaken place to escape the endless hunt for her head, seeking just a moment's peace. The following evening, Anna couldn't suppress her own loneliness anymore. She grabbed her binoculars to see what Nick was up to, then scrawled something on a piece of cardboard and fired a shot into the air. The gunshot rang out sharply through the silent canyon, successfully breaking the silence between them. She asked for Nick's name, but Nick, mindful of Henry's warning, insisted they weren't allowed to communicate. Anna wasn't one to give up easily. She raised her sniper rifle and blew Nick's water bottle to pieces, then made a taunting gesture, her eyes full of mockery. Nick felt his pride take a hit. He quickly shouldered his rifle, took aim, and shattered Anna's wine bottle. But to his surprise, instead of getting angry, Anna clapped excitedly. She even held another bottle above her head, signaling for Nick to shoot again, as if testing both his marksmanship and his nerve. Suddenly, Anna's expression changed completely. She'd spotted something terrifying. Nick peered into the black abyss below. Though the surface appeared calm, something was slowly climbing up the canyon walls, already reaching the edge. His heart raced as he raised his rifle without hesitation. Through the scope, he saw it in the shadows, a creature with a human face. He fired immediately. The falling monster triggered landmines planted below, setting off a massive explosion. Under cover of darkness, these creatures were attempting to crawl out of the canyon. He stumbled backward, but it was too late. Seeing this from across the way, Anna quickly fired up the heavy machine gun. She unleashed round after round of suppressing fire. The monsters kept climbing the steep cliff face, but the relentless barrage temporarily held back their assault. Working in perfect sync, the two successfully repelled this wave of creatures trying to escape the canyon. For a moment, the canyon fell silent, calm, returning to the perilous landscape. Just as Anna thought it was over, an unsettling sound echoed beneath her feet. A chill ran down her spine. Sensing danger, she was about to retreat when a grotesque hand nearly grabbed her foot before climbing onto the watchtower. Its twisted, root-like form stared at her with what looked like a face. The horrifying sight made her blood run cold. Anna quickly drew her gun and fired, but several shots failed to stop it. She had no choice but to kick it back into the canyon. But more creatures were climbing up from below, swarming the tower like ants. She wasn't out of danger yet. As night fell, the battle was far from over. The dark canyon held secrets far deeper than they could have imagined.